Damn. Episode 7 had me feeling some type of way. And if you haven't seen it, spoilers ahead. You have been warned, nigga. So this episode starts off showing the aftermath of when Mark hit Angstrom Levy with that Omni-Man combo. And somehow, he survived that shit.
How, Sway?
And bro got turned into a smashed pumpkin. I don't know how he survived that shit, but
hey, fuck it.
But he gets fixed up like we saw in the after credits and unleashes an army of marks from other timelines. And they're all coming in hot. And now it's day 1 of the invasion. And first we go to Mohawk Mark. And he just flies straight into the prison, destroying everything. And make a mental note of him because bro's a menace. We're coming back to him. Then there's this guy.
I wouldn't even keep you as a slave in my empire!
I beg your pardon?
Yeah, these marks are all some characters. Just look at them flying through, destroying everything. And now we go to Rex. He deserves so much more than to be a noble sacrifice. R.I.P. my boy Rex. But Rex hears the carnage, and being the real nigga he is, he suits up, about to slide. But Ray, being the real one she is like, nah nigga, I'm coming too. But he convinces her to stay and tells her if it gets bad, he'll call. And he dips, saying,
I'll be right back!
Damn, he don't got a clue in the fucking world.
But now we jump cut to Mark arriving at the prison, and he comes across Mohawk Mark, who is just wreaking havoc. And Mark is immediately like,
I know that ain't who I think it is.
And asks him how he got here. But bro is not worried about that shit. So Mark repeats himself and bro just swings on him, which Mark weaves and hits him with a WWE spear out of the air, which leads to them flying through a wall, and somehow our Mark is the one that comes tumbling out. But then Mohawk Mark catches him with a gut punch. And from the expression on his face, it looks like he knocked his stomach through his back like Kid Buu did Vegeta.
Damn!
And just peep the smile on bro's face. He's just enjoying the violence. Way too much. Bro lives for the fade, but then he hits him with an uppercut and grabs him by his leg, making him eat straight rocks.
Ooh, delicious.
Then throws him in the air like he's setting up a heat dome attack. But then he flies up to Mark, throwing a punch which gets blocked, and Mark retaliates, also getting blocked. Then he pushes Mark to the ground, and now they're locked in a struggle before he headbutts Mark and begins to choke him. But Mark takes another page out of Omni-Man's book and hits him with a double punch. But it wasn't as hard as Omni-Man's because bro's head is still intact. But it does knock him out.
Hey, yo!
And right as this happens, some other heroes show up, and before he can tell them what's going on, this scene just turns into
Fight back, nigga! Fight back, nigga!
And here comes this man Powerplex, and look at how at peace bro is watching Invincible get the beats. You know he can't wait to get his licks in, but as he's walking up, Mohawk Mark just stands up and looks at him.
Come on now, bitch! Ain't nobody trying to see that shit!
And this is just more belt to ass from the writers. But Powerplex is confused that there's 2 marks, and Mohawk Mark just says,
Not for long.
And Powerplex replies,
You got that right.
and starts zapping him. But Mohawk Mark is just like,
That don't work.
and walks through the lightning and just one-shots him. Straight left his ass slumped. Meanwhile, our Mark is still getting his ass jumped. And Omni Kid sees the mayhem on the news and decides to slide for his brother. Then we cut back to Mark and Mohawk Mark. And Mark leaves to go stop the others. Damn, Mohawk Mark got off-screen like Gojo. Now Mark and Eve are fighting a masked Mark. And they're just hitting bro with a team attack, which ends in Mark kicking him down the street. Then another Mark pulls up, and our Mark just looks at Eve and tells her to leave. But she is not going anywhere. And now they're rushing at them. And we all know Eve's gonna get hurt. She should not be in a 2v2 against Viltrumites, even if they are just half-breed marks. This is like the matchmaking in Black Ops 6 when you queue up with your friend who's max prestige. You just know she's getting belt to ass. So the 2-on-2 starts, and she's just putting up walls to protect herself, and Red Mark is just breaking them shits left and right. And as soon as he's about to hit her, our Mark slides in and pushes him away from her, then proceeds to prove why the costume designer in The Incredibles was right.
No kicks!
Because Mark just starts swinging him around by that cape while choking him. But then he gets snuck by Masked Mark, sending him crashing to the ground. Then as he's getting hit with a team attack from them, Eve is just like,
I think we ain't done yet.
and uses a huge pink wall to shove them through a building. And I just hope everyone was evacuated by now because this destruction is crazy. But as Mark tells Eve to leave again, the other 2 Marks come out and just start jumping him. But Red Mark is just tired of her interference and just grabs her by the leg, breaking it in the process, and slams her to the ground. Then he walks up and says,
I always hated you.
What'd I do?
like, damn bro, what's on your heart? But after seeing this, our Mark just launches Masked Mark into the Red Mark, knocking them both away. Then they both tell Mark,
You can't save her and fight us both. Yeah, you're fucked, dude.
But lucky for him, Cecil slid with the Reaniman, who start jumping the 2 marks. Then we jump cut to yet another mark, but this one's fighting the Guardians, and we already see. Do I even have to say it?
This nigga is trash.
We see all the Guardians just getting whooped, and of course Duplicate is down. Bro, she's trash. But we see Immortal fighting for his life and gets knocked into a wall, then replies with a left hand to the face of Evil Mark. But that shit did no damage. This man is just having a blast. But then Great Value Batman sneaks him with a clean kick that lands right on his jaw. But he's still just having fun. And Immortal comes back for a follow-up but just gets thrown to the ground. Then Darkwing gets slammed into the ground by his leg, breaking it. Damn, what is up with these marks and breaking people's legs? This shit hurts to watch. But then Immortal grabs Evil Mark and just starts teeing off on him. And from this angle, it's looking brutal. But then they just show his face, and
This is all I got.
then Mark catches his fist and hits him with a 3-piece, sending him to the ground. Then Duplicate runs up, and one gets kicked in half and the other gets punched in half. And now this man is just yapping. He's not at all concerned about the fight. But then he catches Immortal and hits him with a knee. Then just pushes him away and starts talking about Shapesmith. And holy shit.
Why them niggas don't kill my nigga, boy?
Bro is just torn in half. And Mark is over here trying to recall what Shapesmith said while being torn in half.
Bro, what's wrong with him? Something wrong with this nigga, bro.
This man is just a straight menace. But then Immortal sneaks him again, doing 0 damage, and he is not worried about it. He's still trying to remember what Shapesmith said.
It's $2. God damn it.
He's literally just over here pondering his last words. But then Immortal uppercuts him, and now Mark finally stops smiling
Dude, you ruined the moment.
and grabs him by his face, pushing him to the ground, before stomping his head off, then throwing it through Duplicate, splitting her in half. Getting done like this in front of your girl, then your head being used as a weapon against your girl, gotta be minus 5,000 aura. But then after this, Darkwing slides and takes him to the Diddy party. And that's the last we see of this Mark. And this is a side note, but look at how this Mark went to their house looking for the mom.
Mom, I'm hurt. I need you. Mom? Ah, shit. I was really looking forward to killing her again.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
This man pretended to be hurt to try to lure her out. That's some truly sinister shit. And the scary part is, imagine if she was home and actually came to check on him. Who knows how horribly he would have killed her. But the good news, at least she was at her boyfriend's house the whole time. And some more good news is none of the Guardians were actually killed in that fight, except for maybe Darkwing. But you know, hopefully he survived. But now we get to another scene of another Mark attacking Robot, but Bulletproof swoops in and saves him. But after he saves him, you can hear Bulletproof just getting his ass whooped.
Don't just stand there.
And nobody's caring about it.
You're all just gonna stand there and watch me get my ass kicked? Nobody had my back?
Then you just see him go flying into the wall, and that's when Rex tells everyone to leave without him. And all the explosives he threw did 0 damage.
There's no way out of this one.
But once again, Rex, being the real nigga he is, isn't giving up. He even detonates the floor on him. But once again, the shit did no damage. And now Mark grabs him by the throat, and Rex does the unthinkable and detonates his own skeleton. Hats off to Rex. One of my favorite characters, man. Bro definitely deserved better. A lot better. Killing off a character like Rex genuinely hurt my feelings, I can't even lie. But then we just see other Marks just getting packed up. Shit, even Powerplex got one of them out the way. And Thraxen Mark is straight garbage. But now we cut to Angstrom Levy, who's talking to all the remaining Marks who aren't happy, saying he didn't hold up his end of the bargain. And as they're about to turn on him, he sends all their asses packing. And now he decides he's going after our Mark, but Mark comes right to him, and he's just looking at him like,
Today your ass is gonna die, bitch. Say goodnight, motherfucker.
but Angstrom starts hitting him with those spheres. Then as Mark hits the ground, he tries to walk him straight into a portal, but Mark's not falling for that shit. Mark dodges this. And pretty much most of the fight is just Angstrom spawning portals and Mark avoiding them. Then Angstrom just continuously spamming these spheres. Then he gets bombarded by a flood of more spheres. And every time Mark attempts to advance on him, he hits him with even more, to the point where they start cutting Mark. But then Mark starts knocking them away and rushes Angstrom, grabbing him by his throat. And Oliver gets on his
Please, kill him today.
But hearing this, Angstrom opens a portal, attempting to escape Mark. And as he falls into the portal, Mark grabs his arm, tearing it off. But Angstrom gets away. And we all know we're gonna see bro again. This episode was amazing. Action-packed all the way through. This is exactly what I was waiting for. But hey, this has been MarblePluto. Until next time.
I just found the keys to a city.